Hey guys, Zoo here, bringing you my second Starcraft 2 cast game ever. Everybody just get excited. It's going to be a PvZ on Scrap Station. It's going to be NEXGenius versus Fruit Seller. Fruit Seller, in case anyone doesn't know, is an extremely high-level Zerg. Absolutely brilliant play in the GSL so far. Definitely a Zerg to watch. Hopefully this is going to be a good game. I have yet to watch this game myself. So far, it's going to be a game on Scrap Station. As you'll notice, it's extremely short air rush distance and an extremely long ground rush distance. You have to wrap all the way around, go all the way up, and then you're finally at your opponent's base. This generally gives the Zerg the advantage because it allows them to expo and protect their expansion a little bit easier than they would on some of the other maps with shorter shorter land rush distances. However, we'll see how Fruit Seller decides to play this game. I would imagine there'd be some kind of fast expo given tends to be the play that I've seen Fruit Seller go for, but we will know in a minute. So far, pretty standard stuff. No proxies for the Protoss, gating on 12, about to send his scout. Pretty standard stuff. Nothing too exciting so far. Back at Fruit Seller's base, it looks like he's getting ready to throw down that 14 hatch right on time. Moving his worker out there, heading out, and there's the hatch on 14. And we'll see when his pool comes up. His Overlord just getting to his base, seeing that there is no proxy about to happen. Seeing the gateway, doing his Overlord, making a little dance, making sure he can see that Overlord shake it. And his probe is just getting there to scout. Spawning pool already down. Pretty quick spawning pool, pretty late spawning pool. Looks like he spawned on 14 right after the hatch, and making a couple more drones, throwing down his gas. Looks like maybe some roaches or link speed coming up. So far, NEXGenius is aware that he has expanded, so we'll see how he plans to react against that. Looks like he's just going to go for his gas. Probably some kind of warp gate build, I would imagine, but we haven't seen a cybernetics core go down yet, so I'm not exactly sure what his plan is going to be. Already spiking up to about 300 minerals, and not building anything. I'm wondering if he's planning to expand. Nope, throwing down his cybernetics core at the front, trying to whittle down this entrance as much as possible. Overlord taking a peek, knows everything is happening. Second gateway going down. Looks like we're going to see some kind of warp gate push, possibly. It's a little late for a 2-gate. That and a 2-gate just because the long rush distance wouldn't last that long. Probe chasing around the drone, just being annoying as possible. Drone actually almost dead. Looks like they've been battling out for a little while. 14 life left, 3 hits away from death. Probe chasing him down. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. Making 2 queens and a couple zerglings just for defense. It looks like he's only going to make a set of 2 just to catch this probe down and possibly do a little bit of scouting. Goodbye, probe. Probably not going to last too much longer. Jumping back to the Protoss base, we have Chrono boosting out a Stalker. Looks like he really wants to take out this Overlord. Warp gate technology on its way. Second gas pretty early, wondering if we're going to see some kind of tech up. Looks like we have a Sentry play, so we might see a Stalker Sentry push coming out of NEXGenius. Back to the Zerg base, we see 2 queens getting his larvae spawning. No, not spreading his creep yet. Not that big of a concern. You don't see a lot of fast units like Hellions and Reapers on the Protoss side, so generally creep spreading isn't your first and foremost most important thing, but it's never a bad idea. Link speed on its way, about halfway done. Jumping back to the Protoss base, Stalker got the Overlord, I'm pretty sure. Yep, 1 kill on that Stalker. That Stalker gunned down that Overlord. Warp gate, almost halfway done. Zergling just coming into the mix to get a little scout. Sees the Zella, 2 sentries and a Stalker. Knows that a small push is coming. We'll see what NEXGenius can do with these 4 units and probably a lot of force field usage. On our Zerg side, looks like he's building 14 Zerglings in an attempt to be ready for this push. Has absolutely no defense right now, but luckily this long land rush distance. NEXGenius deciding just to pull back, wasn't worth it, too far to run. His units got tired, gonna go home and put their feet up for a little while. Jumping back, Zergling into base, doing anything he can, getting a couple hits, great scouting information, knows that there's no Stargate, knows there's nothing interesting. Taking just a quick look at the Fruit Seller cam. Let's see, he does not know about this expansion yet, so Zergling didn't get that far. So our Protoss player decided to expand, and here comes Fruit Seller with a group of Zerglings, gonna try and break down these rocks, get into his base any sneaky way he can. Protoss units balled up at the top. No idea this is going on. This is more Zerglings coming into the fray. Here they come. Going to do a little bit of harassment, just poking in. Sees there's a forge. See there's mostly a wall off. Knows he's not going to get through that. But his Lings are cracking away at those rocks. Let's see what NEXGenius does. See if NEXGenius can notice this in time before these rocks go down. And these Zerglings are able to get behind this small little wall and really get a nice surround. Even more Zerglings coming in. It looks like Fruit Seller really wants to end this game and wants to end this game now. As you take a look at the rocks are 3/4 of the way down, getting more and more sentries. These sentries force fields are going to be the key to defending this giant Zergling attack. More and more Zerglings coming into the mix. Looks like Fruit Seller really wants to take this game and take this game now. Building nothing but Zerglings, and here comes the Baneling Nest. We're going to see some kind of Baneling Nest, and here go the rocks. Sees the expansion, knows 400 minerals were wasted on that, breaking in. Trying to force a force field to 2. I heard a force field go down. There it is, blocking off the ramp. Getting as many probes. Oh, just as he probe transferred, he gets in there, trapping some Zerglings. Zerglings deciding to snipe one more probe. Nope, didn't get the probe. Backing up. Gonna get this pylon. Ah, man, and we have our Protoss player running in circles, doing everything he can to control these speedy Lings, running around his base, doing as much harass as possible. Finally decides to block off this completely. Wise decision, leaving only this entrance to get into his base. Probes finally going back to work. Many sentries jumping to the army tab. Zerg player ahead with a 70 to 58 advantage, mostly Zerglings, so you can understand that the Zerglings are much more plentiful, take up a lot of supply, but don't cost anywhere near as much as these sentries. Sentries getting a great block on these Zerglings. Zerglings trapped, sniping a couple Zerglings, dwindling down their numbers, doing anything. Hit Baneling Bust at the front, breaking down the front. Here he comes with the Zerglings right into his base. Going right for the probes. Nope, going for the Nexus. Even worse, trying to end this game and end this game now. Zerglings coming for the other Nexus. Fruit Seller absolutely taking it to this Protoss, bringing up the HP tab. As you can see, this building is almost done. Ah, there goes the Nexus. Nexus number 2 also down. I don't see any way for this Protoss to come back from this game. Absolutely brilliant micromanaging by our Zerg player, sending his Lings in everywhere, making the Protoss look left and hit him on the right. Absolutely gorgeous. Protoss player doesn't look like... No, he doesn't have enough minerals to throw on Nexus. Nothing he can do except for try and win this off the units he has. Knows the game's over and good game's out. Absolutely great Zergling harass and taking down the game with Fruit Seller. Great game. Thanks everyone for listening. This was The Zoo. See ya. Oops.